Hello friends, Dakota here with Live Rogue. Today I'd like to talk about first aid kits. Hello friends, Dakota here with Live Rogue. Today I would like to talk about first aid kits. Namely, I'd like to talk about what's in my personal first aid kit. Different adventures call for, and activities call for a different array of first aid items. But I'll show you what my go-to kit has. I'm on a search and rescue team in Utah, so keep in mind that my first aid kit is geared towards a lot of search and rescue call-outs. We see a lot of traumas in our area, so I have a lot of trauma bandaging and things like that. Also, this isn't the team kit. This is my personal kit to add in conjunction with the team kit. It also makes a great kit for full day activities or multi-day activities like canyoneering or mountaineering trips or extended camping trips where you're getting out and about. So first off, I'd like to go through some of the items in here. As I mentioned, we have a lot of traumas, a lot of cuts, fractures, things like that we deal in our area. So I've got several items for bandaging. The first really nice go-to for a large cut, especially one that's bleeding heavily, is an Israeli bandage. They are a bit more expensive than other bandaging techniques, but an Israeli bandage is basically an all-in-one inclusive bandage. So it's got clips on one end, and it's got gauze stitched into itself, so you can wrap it over an arm or appendage and clip one bit of the bandage through the end clips and then wrap it around, and there's several ways of applying pressure. Also for bandaging, I keep several self-adhesive wraps. So these are called Coban or Coflex depending on the manufacturer. Some manufacturers even call it vet wrap. You can buy it at the veterinary supply store for a quite reasonable price. I also keep some sports tape. Sports tape is nice for nicks and cuts and dings on your hands. It makes great adhesive, and you can use it around other forms of bandaging as well. Along with those self-adhesive bandages, I also keep several gauze pads. I keep some 4x4 gauze pads that are all individually wrapped, and some 3x3s. I have a large bandana here. You can use a shamag if you want as well. This is a great piece that's large, and you can make a triangular bandage around an arm if you need to stabilize an arm or shoulder, something like that. I also keep, for personal protective gear, especially against bodily fluids like blood, I bring gloves, like nitrile gloves, a couple sets of those. I also have several resealable plastic bags like Ziplocs because it's nice to stow bloody bandaging or gloves or other items in these. I also keep a pulse oximeter. This is nice. We do a lot of high altitude things, and if somebody has trauma, it's always nice to be able to check somebody's blood oxygen level, and they're also a great and easy way of checking pulse. I also keep some medical shears if you have a wound that you need easier access to, maybe under pants. You can cut the pant legs away or other items if you need to. The bag that I have here, I bought online. It's from a company called Orca Tactical, but it's a really convenient bag where it zips open and can lay flat. I also keep several safety clips. What's nice is if you do a triangular bandage, you can use them to pin it, or if you need to drain a blister. I personally have asthma. Some of you may have medical conditions specific to yourself, so you'll want to bring some items specifically for you. I personally bring an albuterol inhaler because of my asthma. Say if you have really bad allergies, you may want to bring something like an EpiPen. When we're talking about airway, I bring a nasopharyngeal airway. The nice thing about those is you can insert them on a conscious patient as well, but that will not make them happy. I also, for CPR, bring a protective mask. This is just to protect against bodily fluids. If you don't want to bring one of these, you can actually slit the finger on a nitrile glove and fit that over somebody's mouth, and that can give you some body substance isolation protection as well. Then moving to my little zip area on this kit, I've got a few things in here. First off, I've got smaller bandaging just for those little nicks and scrapes on your hands and smaller lacerations. I've got eye drops, which are really nice. I tend to get dry eyes, and it's also nice to help irrigate an eye if you get something in it. I have some Q-tips as well. They're nice for applying antibiotic ointments or something to a wound. I also keep earplugs. Earplugs are really nice at night if you're trying to sleep. If it's a windy night and you're on Mount Rainier and you're trying to get some sleep, or if you're in a situation like we often find ourselves in search and rescue where a helicopter's coming in, you want some ear protection. I also keep some antacid tablets like Tums, and I keep BZK antiseptic wipes. I also have some alcohol wipes for sterilizing instruments or sanitizing instruments and things. Got some steri strips here. This is nice for closing a wound that would otherwise be difficult to close with a regular adhesive bandage. And then I keep a little bit of antibiotic ointment here. In this case, it's polysporin. You can use bacitracin or something like that as well. And I also have a little bit of Vaseline. Other useful tools to have are tweezers. Tweezers are nice for several different reasons, but one in our area, since we live in a desert, sometimes you find cactus needles are an issue. So it's nice for pulling cactus needles out of the skin. Hopefully you didn't sit in it. And I've got nail clippers here. Nail clippers are really nice for fingers or even your toes. If you get on a hike and you realize that your toenails aren't clipped like you'd like them to, it's easy to do on the go. Then I also keep a little bit of Imodium, and that's for your stomach, to keep your stomach all sitting well while you're out and about. And I got a little tube here of several different pills in here. I keep Advil, which is an NSAID, great for inflammation and a little bit of pain, Tylenol for headaches and pain, and then Benadryl for allergies. Lastly, I also keep a space blanket. These are nice as an emergency shelter, or you can even cut these to smaller pieces if you need to do an inclusive bandage. Last but not least, I think it's important to always have a splint with you. I carry a SAM splint on me when I'm climbing or canyoneering, doing other activities outdoors. I do not carry this in my kit, but I carry it in the same sleeve as your internal frame of the backpack. One nice way to give your SAM splint more longevity is by wrapping it in duct tape. Also remember that you can cut SAM splints into smaller pieces if you just need to splint a finger or something small. SAM splints are one of the most versatile splints on the market, and just a really nice option to have with you. Appreciate you tuning in today and seeing what I have in my own kit. I would love to see what some of you have in your kits, and I'm sure Lance and Eli will probably show their first aid kits soon too. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to catch you next time. Thanks.